My name is Horst Heitz. Thank you so much for the late afternoon webinar at SME Connect, a network of 30 business organizations who will be representing over 800,000 SMEs. And we have a working group about artificial intelligence. And there is the chair, Mr. Axel Voss, who is one of the architects of the AI Act. And we have a lot of interesting SMEs members there. And our newest member is with us, and it is Manatex, founded by two incredible entrepreneurs, experts for many years in trade. And they built up an AI tool to help SMEs to go cross-border. And we know in Europe, less than 25% of SMEs going cross-border, and less than 10% goes international. So we have a big hope that AI can help to close this gap, making it easier. And I want to introduce past the two entrepreneurs, Nadia Mamet. She is the Director of Business Development and Marketing at Manatex. She brings over 20 years of corporate and consulting experience, and she regularly chairs her expertise as a guest lecturer for Masters and MBA students at the Neoma Rouen School of Business and CIEE. Her background spans international trade, corporate sales, marketing, and procurement. And then we have her co-founder, Matt Hyatt, CEO of Manatex. He has more than 15 years of experience in international business consulting and entrepreneurship. His expertise includes B2B and online sales, negotiation, and deal making. He is also an AI solution strategist with extensive experience in designing and implementing AI tools to streamline global business operations and strengthen decision making. So I think it's super interesting. And we have only 60 minutes. We are now, I think, in a good environment of experts. I see Thomas Berndorfer from Connecting Software here. I see other colleagues also from the association world. Please start. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Horst. Okay, I will be sharing a presentation that we prepared for today. First of all, thank you so much for invitation. That's also a great honor for us to speak with the audience that both represents, like, real business sector, but also people who create, legislation in Europe. Just a few words. You already greatly introduced us. Yes, we are experienced people. All in all, two of us, we have around 40 years of experience together. We've met around 10 years ago. And since that time, we work a lot on international business deals. We helped many companies from different countries, different cultures, different industries, from machinery to consumer goods and commodities to go cross-border. This was before AI era started, so before the year of 2022 mainly. And then just like a short story about our company, Matt approached me with the idea that we can actually accelerate this international growth for small and medium-sized companies that always struggle. The question is, why do they struggle? We, as I just mentioned, have solved a lot of cases, some of them successfully, some of them not always, because besides all the efforts we put into some projects, some exporters were simply not ready for some markets. But there are a few common reasons so why actually SMEs and startups struggle to go internationally. Horst, just when he introduced us, he just mentioned the numbers. We have so many hundreds of thousands of SMEs in Europe, and just a fraction of them actually really export and really go beyond the neighbors. For example, the majority of Polish companies, potentially very strong exporters, mainly export to just a few countries around, like Germany, Czech Republic, Baltic countries, and to the countries like France and Italy. So it's already too hard for them. And going outside of Europe, it's even harder. So they always struggle. So we decided to solve this problem with a modern technology and with a very hard work, especially like, hats off to Matt and his team. The product is there. We will quickly introduce it also and explain how this kind of technology can overcome some difficulties. If you have like real experience in export and international business, most of these struggles So we listed them here. So first of all, it's simply for small, medium-sized companies, it's too expensive to hire business developers. They have maybe one expert manager, maybe two, maybe three, but it's still always not enough. They are constantly understaffed. Consultants are typically too expensive. We were such consultants, and it's only a fraction of companies that can afford it. And they are always afraid of putting like their money at risk. What if I invest in consultancy, nothing comes out of it? So internally also they don't have like enough knowledge, enough money, enough resources to overcome all these difficulties. So they're afraid of putting their time and money at risk. And on top of it, the thing which we, for example, don't mention is the current global situation, which is, doesn't become easier. So it's getting more and more difficult in the last years. A lot of risks, a lot of, geopolitical risks and currency risks and tariffs and like you name it. And human brain just simply is struggling, for us, even if we put like all information into analysis, we will be struggling, how to prioritize it. So where should we go? Should we go here? Should we try here? So it's always difficult. I had recently a great discussion during one trade fair with one successful German company. And the CEO actually told me, a lot of exhibitors around, they want to shut down the market. Why? Because simply market becomes so like the global market becomes so fragmented so that the risks are too high. So that's where we actually solve the problem. But before we get to the AI part, I will quickly talk about a few case studies on SMEs and the problems that real companies have or had. So one of them was our client, producer of Kenyan tea, that approached us asking to bring them to the Middle East. And at a certain point, when Matt actually did some analysis, he understood that they wouldn't be able to progress in this market, mainly because of the financial risks and payment conditions. Some expectations they were unable to meet. So instead of this, we ran some analysis on our tool, and our tool actually helped us to predict that this company would be very successful in Poland. They were not didn't expect that Poland could be one of the markets, but it turned out to be very successful. I found a partner in Poland from the first call, and after that, so like 1 year, $300,000 sold in this market from this. So this is just like a demonstration of how the right market can be, a powerful beginning in some export process. Okay, another example here is like, I would say vice versa. A great client of mine, UK food supplement producer, a great product, research-based, and so on. Chose Poland. They just came to me like, okay, we want to be there. So why Poland? Poland because the country is growing and our new owner wants to be there. So I would like prepare. Do you have money for this? So you just start like, let's do and find us a client, and then we will do this and we negotiate. So that was exactly what was done. I did some market research for them. I urged them once again so that the cost of marketing and distribution would be high. It's a very competitive market. For those who work in pharma industry, they know it. So 1 year spent, money spent on research, on some matchmaking and so on. It didn't work because initially they ignored some like aspects like cost of building, for example, sales team and packaging translation into Polish language. They were incapable even to proceed with this kind of cost. Another example, a quick one, we are trying to do it with different industries just to demonstrate so that we actually have this kind of, knowledge, and all companies across industries struggle. American company, very successful in the US, also has some like certain success in the western part of Europe, wanted us to help to progress in Eastern Europe. So mainly like Central and Eastern Europe are Romania, Poland, etc. So what we faced is that the market was not mature. And one of the reasons because this platform solved a lot of problems like with the cost of labor in the US. And in Poland, for example, the cost of labor is already low. So they just say, okay, we would just hire people and solve it. So they didn't progress in Eastern Europe simply because like local maturity for tech adoption was relatively low, and also because of this real cost of labor, which was not analyzed and was not predicted that it would be such a like an issue for their struggle. So all in all, so if you worked ever for international business in an SME company, if you ever consulted, you know so that all these mistakes, they are more or less common. So that they, instead of like, for example, calculating the full cost of entry, say, okay, so calculate maybe some business trips and maybe some certificates, but forget about some financial risks and some credit line, for example, cost, or some laboratory analysis cost, or some market research was always considered unnecessary. So because it was just too expensive. And even if they have buying some data, very often this data is irrelevant. So for example, in the case of the company with food supplement, they simply, I remember I was asking them, so what kind of information do you already have? And then they sent me AC Nielsen report, which was not even relevant because AC Nielsen doesn't work for pharmaceutical industry. They work normally for some consumer goods like food and beverages. So they struggle where to take this information from. So what information is reliable, what is not reliable. So how to, treat these payment terms. And one of the biggest issues from my experience is pricing. Pricing is a topic. So at a certain point, I was talking a lot about it during some webinars, wrote some articles in the internet. A few people really understand how to manage pricing on the international market. So what kind of margin you have to apply in this country or this country, because in Western Europe this margin can be like 30 or 40%. In Eastern Europe can be 25%. So it's not the same. So usually they just turn a blind eye to this and say, okay, just buy at our export price and we don't want to know. But the result can be, tragic at the end of the day, simply because they are incapable of competition to compete with the local competition and global competition, because they cannot control the price on the local market and distributors. So very often it brings the company into deep trouble when they already start exporting. So pricing is a huge trap, and often even CEOs of the companies don't know how to really do this calculation. Okay, one more insight is definitely a lot of problems start when they choose a bad market. And when you work as a consultant for many years, you hear all possible, options. Like I was in some trade fair and some people from Japan approached my stand and it looked like they liked my product. And I think I need to sell to Japan. Or, my father-in-law now lives in South Africa. And because he now is well established there, so I would try to sell my product to South Africa, where my father-in-law is located. Or it can be absolutely anything, like our new owner wants Poland to Saudi Arabia. So there is no logic. I can quote also, famous agency like Business France. One of my connections that works in Business France for many years, I quote said like 95% of French companies export opportunistically. It means there is no any strategy and there is no any logic, just opportunity. Somebody like called and maybe we sell there. So occasional sales. A lot of also companies say we are exporting when in reality, so they just delivered 1 or 2 orders to the country like Serbia for 3,000 euros, and they say we are in Serbia, so which is not even true. So the high cost of this kind of logic is that the companies lose a lot of money. So the return on investment in this kind of like wrong choice market can be dramatically lower than they could expect in a different place. So they constantly, in the cycle of trying and making mistakes and, delivering, not delivering, losing money for the company, etc. So they struggle because they don't have enough knowledge, they don't have tools, and they don't have data to back up their decisions, and they don't know how to treat this data on top of it. Okay, one more problem which is not very obvious is that even if the company has some information like knowledge, insight, so very often, so this knowledge just drains, which means that, for example, a company hired an expert manager, invested in some business trips and trade fairs and so on, and then this person just leaves, and all this information is leaving the company with this person. This contact with the customers very often, and owners are really scared, saying that, okay, I'm hiring someone and this someone will later on leave and join the competition company with all the information and all our contracts and maybe information about the distribution, etc. So our tool, for example, has this kind of, it was one of the biggest idea to keep the knowledge inside the company, so that when, for example, people leave, the information about the project still stays. So just a takeaway, SMEs and startups want to grow internationally. So they very often have to, because they get to this maximum in the local market and they want to go outside, or sometimes they are founded in a small country and they have to go outside of the country, but they fail because they initially choose the wrong destination. They are not well prepared, so they don't know what kind of certificates to make, what kind of tests, what kind of price, etc. So they're not prepared, and often they also don't know anybody in this market, and they lack this, insights and local information, and they don't know where to take it from if they don't have a local consultant, which is expensive. So we believe, and we can prove that the modern technology can solve most of these problems. I mean, humans, of course, are still needed, but with all this complexity, with all this, unpredictability, AI is dealing really great with many problems that SMEs actually face all the time. So here I also can just quote World Trade Organization. They have recently, in the beginning of October, they published a great report, which is called Making Trade and AI Work Together to the Benefit of All. And one of the most important parts is say, so yes, so definitely AI can reduce this trade cost, all the risks also, but at the same time, boost productivity of expert managers and expand global trade. So, okay, I think it's now time for Matt to talk. Matt is our CEO, so he's the brain of this company.
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Horst, and thank you, Trino, for this very interesting, opportunity for us to present, this cross-border trade problems, and also how to find it, how to solve it, leveraging, this new technology and AI. I think I can share my screen, huh? Yeah, or you will.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me. Okay. So I can share. I can share this one. Do you see now my screen?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So I start with this. There are everywhere now. We hear about AI, and some of us are even fed up with this AI everywhere. Everybody talking about AI agents, agentic AI, hybrid AI, generative AI, expert AI, and every day we coin, new word for AI. But apart from, these marketing activities and the marketing noise around the AI, let me honest with you that, okay, it's to us that, we not only created an AI tool, we used AI for our own organization, in every process that we can handle and add, an AI agent, we did it. So honestly, it's to us, it's really a revolution that is changing really, the way that we work daily. And AI is not, chatting with ChatGPT or similar, it better than me, that they are, chatbots, that, the engine is an AI, but it only responds to your questions. And you don't know even what happens inside of ChatGPT when you ask a question. So these are, they call it generative or general, also generative and also general AI that usually used as a chatbot or can be used as, a mentor, consultant, or something like this, so you can ask your question. But AI, in terms of AI, artificial intelligence automation, has been there since, more than 50 years ago, and with a lot of AI automation. And then, the ability of, large language model, adding, understanding of the human language and responding to human language was just introduced, some years ago, first by this OpenAI and ChatGPT. So now we know it as the AI. But about AI inside companies, inside SMEs, there are a lot of, report and news in 2025. And one of the, interesting one is the, this term that I found very interesting, frontier firms, that, in many different reports from Microsoft to Google, OpenAI, they mention such a thing as frontier firms. These are the, firms that are pioneers in utilizing AI. And we hear more and more, for example, in big organization, they are, automating repetitive tasks. But also it can happen inside SMEs because, SME is different because we as SMEs are always understaffed. We don't have enough money to hire people. We don't have enough, money and time to, expand our activities, expand our market. We are completely different from big organizations that they have a lot of money or they hired already a lot of people and now they are firing some of them by, automating this repetitive task. But with SMEs and for SMEs is completely different. So inside SMEs, any utilization of AI that is well organized, well placed, can help a lot. And I believe that AI even can help SMEs to hire more people because to handle and manage the AI, you need to hire people, human beings are required, to manage this AI. And in these frontier firms that they already utilizing AI agents into their operations, team members spend time daily, to manage this AI. So that's why AI in reality will lead to even more hires for SMEs. That's but at the beginning, there might be some work in terms of investment in learning and how to utilizing these AI agents. So what we do is that we focus on internationalization, but we as a SME and a startup, we already implemented AI. For example, we have developers who developed our AI platform. We have AI agents for our developers that helps them, with the development. And what I myself calculated is that AI overall increased the productivity of Manatex as a company by 100%, decreased the cost of overall, especially in production, by 40%. So it means that without AI, maybe now we could launch our product just last month. If AI was not there, maybe it took me still one more year to do it. So that's a huge gain for a small startup and SMEs. And this is the numbers that I gave you. This is the numbers that I calculated for our own company. But to understand better a little bit about what we are talking when you talk about these AIs, to make it complicated, I categorize them into two different AI. The first one, general AI tools, and the second, expert AI tools. So general AI tools are all these generative AI LLMs, and that are built, for general purpose activities. For example, when you work with Copilot, Microsoft, ChatGPT, Grok, whatever, Gemini, you can ask everything. You don't know what happens inside. So you ask something, there is an instruction, something happens inside, and it gives you an answer. You can ask everything almost about weather, about physics, about mathematics, about business, any type of business, and you receive a response. And if you also challenge and ask challenging question, there is a high probability that you receive a completely wrong response and fabricated, figures or numbers out of it, because they are not built for that purpose. They are brainstorming, language capability, and reasoning capabilities tools. that can, they have their own usage. This is very strong. But expert AI tools, they are the tools that they are expert in one field, one domain, or one, industry, or for a specific tasks. And you cannot, for example, if you use an expert AI tool for generating, for example, presentation, you cannot ask, for example, about physics, so it generates presentation. Or, for example, if it generates video, it generates video, not nothing else. These expert AI tools are used for this domain specific, and their accuracy is higher because they are developed by the expert of that domain. This is the biggest difference between those tools. For example, I don't know if you have heard of this Huma AI in the UK, which is now a unicorn startup over the world. And you have heard, for example, ChatGPT decided to, remove some features of related to health, like, reading MRI images, whatever. They have restricted some of these because of the, repetitive mistakes. So they have created, a big company created an AI for only health industry. And these are also, they have some special purposes for that. So not any people can connect to it and ask, for example, for reading MRI images. So that's the two big, difference in AI, and you will see in reality when we talk about an AI tool, an expert AI tool, you understand that, okay, this is made by expert of the domain, and it's already focused on the domain. That's why, hallucination, fabrication, and a lot of problem is very, less in expert AI tools compared to general tools. But I decided to put also some slides here because we do some workshops on how to utilize correctly and efficiently AI tools, both general and expert AI tools. And I found it might be interesting for you to, to learn what we did for ourselves, what we learned, since 3 years ago, working, every day, full time with different AI tools. And is it just if you open ChatGPT or buy an expert AI tool, does it mean that you are an AI frontier firm? Of course not. So here is the response to you. To become an AI frontier firm and benefit from all the profits and advantages of AI while keeping the risk as low as possible, you need AI integration in all daily activity inside your organization, and also for yourself if personally interests you. So the first things that you need to do is that, okay, you pick a generative AI, like general AI chatbot, like I don't know, ChatGPT, Copilot, whatever. To maximize your output, you need to train it. So all these AIs have these capabilities of, how to train this AI so that it understands what you need from that. You don't need to share sensible information with them. You just be careful, but you need to train them so that, they do not produce something that is not interesting for you. And a very simple thing is that generative AIs, these chatbots are great for content creation, but now we see everywhere the writing is similar. because we do not take our time to train them based on our own writing. And, they follow a general writing pattern. So that's very important, you train it with some of your handwritings or whatever you already had, so that they learn and they produce something that is really very close to your writing style. Or anything also about the product, about the strategy of your company, that are very important. The next thing is that you need to build AI workflows and the AI automation that I mentioned. So there are a lot of tools. Now it's very easy, like even 6 months or 1 year ago, it was very difficult to create an AI automation, because you should have known how to create these workflows in terms of coding and everything. But now with AIs and prompting, you can create simple scenarios that do a lot for you. So these AI workflows are very important. I give you an example. It takes some time, to create AI workflows. It's not like that. If you see on LinkedIn somebody posting that, okay, like it here and I will give you an AI agent that does what, then it's fake. And for each workflow, you need to really focus to create an AI workflow. But every people with basic knowledge of computer and IT can handle it. It takes some time, for example, from sending your newsletter, and some already we are used to use with a lot of applications. But with AI tools, you can remove all application and create all these AI workflows, because, for example, for sending newsletter, it's an AI workflow. So a company already did it. So it sells to you, a subscription to that AI agent. But you can also do it by yourself. I can give you an example here. For example, I had a lot of business cards that left on my desk for a long time, and I didn't take time to do something for them. So just last week I decided to create an AI agent for that. It took me like 3 hours to create that agent, but the result is very interesting, because I take a photo on my Telegram with the Telegram bot, and then I receive all the data of the card, the name, phone number, everything, on my Google Sheet that we utilize it. So, and I did all these 200 business cards in less than 5 minutes, because I took 200 photos, and that's all. So it really helps you with a lot of repetitive and really, I can say, chores that takes a lot of time from you. And then creating your own GPTs. You have heard of for example, ChatGPT is a ChatGPT, but you can create your own GPTs. For example, we have created the Manatex GPT that is that has the engine of ChatGPT, but we train it to act as an expert of internationalization. So you can ask it all the question about internationalization, and there are lots of built-in prompts that makes your life easier and understand it better, follow a strict rules of, how a good consultant, answer to a question. So you can also use this for free. It's on one website and on our LinkedIn. You can also search it on your account, Manatex GPT, on the GPT Explorer and ChatGPT. So this also is very helpful because, for example, if you have some clients, I don't know, in another country, and you don't speak their language, and they have some questions, repetitive questions, and you know, question and answer pages are good, but it takes time. So asking AI directly a question is much better. So you can create your own GPT, train it, and then, for example, any people, I don't know, from, for example, North Africa, asking a question in Arabic, and like Algeria, and it responds to them directly, utilizing the information that you have given to it, and it is authorized to use that. So you can share it with your clients, and it can act as a you know, it can reduce the burden of you know, this customer service for your company. And then utilizing expert AI tools, I explained it already, that no real integration is possible if you don't utilize any expert AI tools, because it's very important for your domain-specific tasks. And then some tips to you know, make AI think and work like you. You know, it was more than 1 year ago, I wrote an article on LinkedIn that, okay, AI increased my productivity by 25%. And I was very happy about this. And because I utilized every day, every second. But after 6 months, I could literally double myself. And it's really a revolution, because how come it's not possible really before AI and LLMs, we could do something like this, similar to this, to double ourselves. But now it's possible. So I have coined some, you know, tips that we teach, you know, in our workshops, AI workshops, one by one, and how to do it, you know, with details. But I put it here, some of them. Of course, you need to utilize multiple AIs. Each AI, I mean chatbots, generative AIs, or LLMs, each one is good for one task. You can find, you know, several articles on our LinkedIn that, you know, I compared different AIs, for example, for sales and internationalization, and you will see, you know, for example, Grok is better compared to Gemini in which task and why. So you need to find your best, you know, combination of these AI chatbots. Train the AI to know you. I already mentioned this before. Use AI memories. It's very important, because they have now memories. They can memorize everything. So you need to use that, so not to repeat it again, because repeating something again, it's timely, and you lose your time. And then how to work efficiently with AI. It's combination, you know, a lot of techniques in about prompt engineering, adding your intelligence to AI, which is very important. You know, you keep the intelligence of human at the top of, you know, working with AI, and it is very crucial now. And even Elon Musk, I think yesterday he talked a lot about, you know, future with AI. He also mentioned that the only, you know, for him, but for us maybe it's more than that, for him is that... Sorry?
No, there's nothing. Go on. I'm mute already.
Okay, so we can ask, if it was a question, we can ask at the end of, you know, in 5 or 10 minutes, I will finalize this, and we can answer your questions. The importance of, you know, human intelligence and human control over AI, which is very important now. It's the hottest topic. And we see this is very important even in terms of our productivity. If you do not add human intelligence to it, everything repetitive, the quality is low, but if you start, when you start adding your human intelligence and your control over it, you see that even the output from this AI are better even for you. And also at the end, combine general and expert AI tools. You know, you need to have an AI toolkit for yourself, and it's different from one industry to another industry. But if you are interested, I can you know, give you some tips and this you know, having this AI toolkit for your company. But as I mentioned, AI comes with a lot of benefits and profit, but there are a lot of also hesitation about AI, that we know, all of us, about the security, about confidentiality, and about reliability and trust. So, and all these three main you know, concerns are completely legitimate. So everybody, and also we see that, for example, in EU, they are doing their best, you know, to regulate. I hope they do not over-regulate, but doing their regulation in terms of security, and it's very important, and we should do it. And in terms of confidentiality, all of this AI provider, whether expert or general, they come with these settings. So you need to go there and just, you know, remove the tick if you don't want them to train their model based on your information. About reliability and trust, it's a more technical, you know, question and concern, because it's also depends on the usage and the users. If you use a general AI like ChatGPT for in-country specific market research, so the problem is you, because ChatGPT is not built for that. And the answer is simple. You know, OpenAI has a lot of money, probably they can do it, but they have to do it for each industry separately, because training the AI and also treating it in each question based on domain specific requires a lot of work. You know, we have spent like 3 years to do it and create this Manatex digital platform. So it means that all the structure and instruction of related to international sales, it took us a lot of time, you know, to handle it. So it is your responsibility to understand that for domain-specific knowledge, you know, some market researchers, you cannot use generative AI, general AI, such as ChatGPT, Copilot, or whatever. You need to use expert AI tools. And the reason is very simple. You know, they offer some free version. Okay, I'm not talking about free version because they are not at all reliable. Even the $20 or $30 per month, the paid version, basic paid version. One good market research, even fully online, it requires sometimes more than 1,000 or 2,000 web searches. And this is very costly. The cost for 2,000 web searches will cost the company, not the user, the provider, sometimes up to $10, $15 per question. So how come ChatGPT will invest that money for you so that you can ask all these questions? I don't know, 1 per or 2 per days. So 60, 70 questions, even more per month for almost free. So they will pay like, I don't know, $700, $800 per month. They will lose money on you. Not possible. So what they do is that they make it simple. They have a very simple instruction. They find information, the most, you know, closest and cheapest database that they can. and they give it to you. So that's the reason that, but I don't know why they don't say, no, we cannot do this. But anyway, this is the policy of their, company. But some part of this reliability and trust is the problem of the users, and they want to get a lot of things for free, and it's not possible. So we have created this Manatex digital platform as an expert AI with we really limited hallucination, fabrication, and focus on international sales. And we are happy, to present this to you. I can show to you a 2-minute video about the platform. And here we are explaining that the system will learn about your company, your product, and based on the product and your company, it will create personalized, report for you. So everything at the beginning is like this, that we know, Manatex digital platform will learn about your company. Then based on that, we'll prioritize countries for you. And after that, also do some market researches and find out, what is the best market entry plan for your product in each country. So that's how Manatex works. So also, to find B2B partners in a remote country, for example, I don't know, you are looking for partners in selling to Vietnam. Manatex will go and search in all the databases available about, potential importers or sellers of the similar products in that country and matches with your profile, then provides you with a long list of, companies in that country. Also, you have a real-time business intelligence report that, let me show it here, a real-time business intelligence report that, okay, that can, for example, you ask a simple question on ChatGPT about the market, it responds to you. I told you the story, but Manatex really searches in reliable resources in that country, in the local language, and then filter, the bad links or non-reliable URLs, and then only read from, reliable, whether they are governmental or related to the industry, and then provide you with the latest knowledge and data of that country. So, and yeah, that is what we do. And also, these kind of reports could be market intelligence, could be about the competitors, could be about regulatory or compliance, and everything that you might need to understand about that market, we can provide to you on the platform. Everything is on one platform, and the benefit is that everything is personalized to you. So once you add your product and your company, you don't need to even add sensible information. But anyway, we have integrated a system that we do not, share any sensible information with any third parties. And also about the machine learning, that Nadia also explained about the knowledge center. It is also optional for you if you would like to machine learn about it and then answer your question based on this learning or not. So the control is in your hand, whatever you would like to do with the system. I also talk about, the workshop that we organize, other than the tool that we have created. So we have been doing this for governmental organization, for business school, for private companies. And at the end, this is not a dream anymore. And really with AI, even a small company can dream big, as we are dreaming big in Manatex. And I mentioned to you all the figures. Now we will be happy to answer your questions. You can scan this QR code if you would like to order a free test account. You can easily do this. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for this presentation. It was a lot of information, and this hour was flying away. Now we have a last chance here to have questions and also to answers. So we have also today our president, Dr. Paul Rübig, here. Thank you so much that you joined us. And also Sebastian Rümle, he is professor from the SME AI, Swiss AI Center. So, and we have a lot of entrepreneurs and others. Please, the floor is yours. You can write or you can take the floor. This is a meeting and everybody can speak. You should only say your name and your organization, company.
Yes, thank you, Horst.
Hi, Paul.
Hi. I want to thank very much because AI is a big tool for all of us, and therefore the usage in SMEs will play a key role. So my question is, did you use any European Union research programs, or are you active in the European Institute of Technology, in the EIT Digital, as an example?
We know, to be frank with you, not yet. We have been trying, but as a very small startup, we have a lot of things to deal with. So the only we are in discussion with European Innovation. I think I forgot the name of organization, because they are interested, because they spend a lot of subsidies on startups for international expansion in terms of even trade shows, and they subsidize it. So we presented our tool to them that with the tool they can understand which startup has better chance in which region, so that they can better evaluate the chance of success of each startup, so they can better also allocate these subsidies. This is the only, but if you have any suggestions, or we will be very happy to learn from it.
Thank you so much. Then I think you informed us so every answer asked question that you answered already. It was very a lot, I have to say. I'm impressed, and I have to think about this. You have to send us perhaps also the participants perhaps something, if you have some overview from you, the presentation or so, that we can read it again. And also, if you have question after this, please feel free to write us, and we will forward this to Manatex and also to your services if you are interested. Then if there are no questions left, I want to say thank you so much. It is late already, it is dark outside, but I have to say it was a very inspiring hour, and I learned a lot. And Matt and Nadia, you are now a member of SME Connect, of our network. I'm looking forward to work in our working group with you. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.